for a legendary champion in Raid Shadow Legends, it's quite sad to find out that this Vizier Ovelis has been limited to just one role, which is debuff extension. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 2 ways I use this champion and possibly show you his builds and masteries so you can build yours too. Alright, so if you just put yourself a Vizier or you're hoping to get one in the future, good luck. And let's look at his abilities first of all. On his A1, we all know already what this one it does. It extends debuffs on the enemy by 1 turn. But since it hits the enemies 3 times, it has the ability of extending debuffs 3 times. And you have a chance of booking it up to, 40% or 45%, 50%. So when you hit 3 times, you have a 50% chance of extending debuff. This hits a lot and the debuffs will, extend a lot. So the enemy basically has debuffs going on for days, especially if you keep adding more debuffs on them. Vizier is an attack-based champion. So for somebody who is in the clan boss a lot, he is an attack-based champion. So if you do put him in attack gear, of course, he might do damage. I'll not look at his multipliers. I feel that's a little bit complicating things, but you can find out if you wish to. On the A2 that hits 2 times, it has the ability of placing 3 debuffs. So it hits 2 times but wants to place 3 debuffs, so that's not possible to place 3. It only places 2. So sometimes it places 2 of them, which is block buffs and decrease attack. Other times it places heal reduction and decrease attack. So if it's just one ability you need, which is decrease attack, you might get heal reduction. So it's not a guaranteed decrease attack champion. That's why most people don't run him as a decrease attack champion for your clan boss build. You always bring a second decrease attack in case this one doesn't place decrease attack for like 2-3 turns. But all you really need is for it to place once and then you're good to extend it forever. So that's also a good clan boss ability, because the block buffs, debuffs placed on the clan boss means that clan boss will not be able to place his increased attack on himself, right? So that's one ability that most people will find useful for the clan boss. But hey, people lock this skill out because they don't want to place heal reduction or some other reason. So we'll find out how we use them. In the A3, he applies a debuff spread. He takes 2 random debuffs from one enemy and spreads it across all other enemies. Now, if there is no other enemies around, just like the clan boss, he will not spread anything. He will just put a perfect veil on himself. But for the dungeon runs that we're going to find out in this video, he spreads these debuffs. Maybe 2 poisons, maybe decreased speed, decreased defense. He spreads it across. If the champion already has decreased defense, he's not going to put another decreased defense on that champion, obviously. He's just going to hit. He has a passive that places perfect veil on him for 2 turns at the start of each round. This makes sure it doesn't take too much damage. Increase attack in all battles, in dungeons, by 34%. This is telling you that this champion is somebody you should use in your teams for dungeon runs, but unfortunately people don't. Don't worry, we'll put him through the dungeon and find out what he can actually do. He even have better aura than some attack based champions. So that's my Vizier Ovelis skills and abilities. Let's go to a clan boss run and find out for real what he does before we look at his builds and masteries. Oh, I have some clan boss rewards to claim. So I currently use my Vizier in an unkillable team. I'll show you the teams. This is the team I use with Vizier. You can use him in a normal team that is not unkillable, but you just have to make sure all the essential, requirements are there. Increase defense, decrease defense, weaken also is important. So I have all that here. The only difference is they're on unkillable. So I'll fast forward. I'll show you the first few minutes of this run, then fast forward to the end so you don't have to sit through it. But let's just, in case you want to use him for the clan boss for your unkillable teams, let's see how he actually works. It doesn't have to be a geomancer, but hey, that's my stun target. So for Ultra Nightmare, Vizier there for buff extensions. And currently this is not a negative affinity, this is void affinity, which is perfect for him. But on negative affinities, which is maybe spirit, I also use Vizier, and he will weak hit most of the time, but he always gets it right. So let's do the manual. Now, I have my poisoner placing poison, and Vizier goes in with his A1 and extends. That's it. I currently have 2 poisons that will last forever. Vizier works best with people like Frozen Banshee or Occult Brawler, somebody that will place consistent poison for him to extend, and that person can just go on, especially Frozen Banshee, because of that what do you call it, poison sensitivity. So that's awesome for the clan boss when he extends that poison sensitivity, and Frozen Banshee can just continue with her A1s. They pair well together. But I'm using him with Venomage, because Venomage also ticks the poison. Venomage makes the poison kind of explode 2 at a time, so they pair well together. Also, anybody that can make poison do more damage is who you want to pair with Vizier. So I have other skill locked out. That's why you see he keep extending this. Let's just see how much poisons. So that's the bad part about most people don't like about Vizier. You have to manual this to make sure he gets all the poison extended before you click auto. So I'm still clicking manual because I want to make sure all the poisons are placed before I do an auto run. And of course, because of the new AI changes that we can lock out his other skills, you don't have to really manual it. I'm just choosing to do it because I can just lock out other skills and only use his A1. But as we have seen so far, if you do not have a decreased attack champion, it will not be a wise one for you to lock out his A2 skill. Yes, A2 skill. So let's get enough poison out there and click auto. He didn't extend any debuff this time. I do have him booked, so sometimes it doesn't work out. I try to not let Venomage take out this poison. Extend. Nice. He got it 3 times. Heal. So remember, the star of this show is Vizier. We're just trying to find out what Vizier can do for your clan boss team. It doesn't have to be an unkillable team, a normal team. The rules apply. Debuff extension. So you see the poison bar right there. 6, 3, 4. Number of poisons placed. All extended, and 1 more poison to fill up the bar. Nice. So now that the bar is filled up with poisons, which is what I wanted, you can now hit auto and let it run, and Vizier will do the rest. And of course, the rest of the team also doing their role. But that's the entire thing you have to do to make sure the poison bar is filled up before you go on auto. So he will keep extending. Let me just make sure he's doing it before we fast forward the run. All right, I'll fast forward to the end, and I'll come back when the run has ended to see how much damage or assistance Vizier did bring to this team. Now, for the second way some people might want to use their Vizier is in the dungeons, and I'm going to try this with the dragon, but you can try it with Fire Knight or any other boss in the dungeon. So let's go to Dragon 20 and test this out. With Vizier in this team as a lead, he has a 34% increased attack. I'll try to use Xavier to explode poisons. Basically, I want to place poisons and then spread the poison. So Xavier will have 4 poisons to explode instead of 2. So that's the whole idea. If you have some champions who can place 4 poisons at a time, Vizier can spread 2 poisons to make it maybe 6 poisons on each of the enemies. So that's the whole idea. If you have decreased defense and decreased attack on the other team from from a debuffer like this, Vizier will not spread it if they already exist on all other champions. So that's good. I'll not Dragon 20. Yes, this is the right affinity, but I might not be able to place my decreased attack. Anyways, let's go with the run and see how it actually plays out. I'm not trying Dragon 24 and above because that will just make this whole thing too long. You know how long it takes to kill those waves. So the idea is for Vizier to spread. Let's see who he hits. So he did spread decreased defense and poisons, and boom. So that's the idea, for him to spread those poisons so Xavier can have more stuff to explode. Can we do it again? I'm doing it on auto. I should have done it manual so we actually see it in action. So she places the poisons. Does he have the ability up that spreads? No, he doesn't have it up. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. That's quite high. He goes in with his A1 and spreads poisons and increases poisons on one champion. Xavier still does that job. I don't have a build with a lot of crit damage, so everybody's not going down. Now for the boss fight, you really don't want to pair Xavier and Dragon in with Vizier because she'll just blow up everything and clear the poison that should be ticking instead of, of course for 20 it's okay to explode the poisons, but for 24, 25 Dragon it's not okay to explode the poisons. So most people who are running Dragon 24, 25 already have better teams and they will not use a Vizier. So, but if you're doing something like a Fire Knight, he will come in and, with a 3-hitter A1 will help you reduce or bring down the shield of the Fire Knight boss. So I think he's also awesome for the Ice Golem. I'm not going to show those runs, but you get the idea. If you can pair Vizier with Frozen Banshee, although they are both kind of opposite of the affinities, or Frozen or Occult Brawler and Vizier, he will make sure those poisons on the boss stay on the boss and the boss will just keep ticking poisons away. And possibly, might not want to bring huge nukas into that fight. Just Occult Brawler and Vizier will make sure the boss poisons kill the boss, so you don't have to do all the work and take damage. So that's how Vizier can help you in the dungeons. Now let's take a look at his masteries and build that I have him on. I currently have my Vizier in full lifesteal gear, built for the clan boss. So you'd find me on a defense chest and possibly a crit damage gauntlet, and also a defense or HP amulet, attack ring, just random stuff, and of course accuracy with a lot of defense on this banner. So he has a total stats of 38k HP, 35 defense, 175 speed, which is exactly what I needed for the Ultra Nightmare clan boss. If you're doing other clan boss, you can also reduce that speed. And 257 accuracy, enough to extend those debuffs. My Vizier is currently fully booked. Yes, he is fully booked, but if you need him just for the clan boss with these A1s, you do not need to fully book this champion. So I had mine fully booked a long time ago because it's a champion I was looking forward to. I don't want Frozen Banshee placing 2 poisons, sometimes 4 poisons. I wanted the entire poison bar to be full. Even Occult Brawler doesn't sometimes fill up the entire poison bar. So I needed somebody to do that. So he helped a lot with that. For my masteries, I went this way towards a counter attack. And of course, you need Giant Slayer on Vizier because it has a 3-hitter A1. There is no choice about this one. Or if you want to go towards, instead of defense, you want to go towards the support tree if you do not have enough accuracy for some weird reason, Vizier would work well with this mastery. Has a 30% chance of extending duration. No, not this one. This one increases the chances of placing any debuff from skills or artifacts. So this will benefit his A1 a lot, because you know the A1 extending is not 100%. So this is what you might want to put for your Vizier if you go down the support tree. But I decided to go to this counter attack, so when he gets hit, loses 25% of his HP, he counter attacks and extends. So I think this retribution is more better than this one, my personal opinion, that is. So even with a counter attack team with like Skull Crusher, I still have that counter attack mastery over there. So that's how I built my Vizier. Let me know if you have any questions about this build. If you're not going to use yours for clan boss, obviously you won't need lifesteal on him. He is a champion that can do a lot of damage also. So attack is something you might want to consider if he's just a dungeon champion for you. Now that I've tried to sell you on Vizier being something more than just a clan boss champion, do you think I was successful? Because personally, even me, I wasn't convinced of the idea. I was like, why not try to tell this people that Vizier can be something more than a clan boss champion? But honestly speaking, he's not. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's quite disappointing for a legendary champion like this in his caliber to just be limited to the clan boss. It's a crime. We need to find better ways to use this champion in other parts of the game. That's a challenge for other content creators also. Look for ways. He shines sometimes in the other Boomer, or the time we had a Doom Tower boss that needed extensions. So he was used in that particular use case. So he's just the champion people use in special locations. Alright, that concludes my review of Vizier Ovelis, a champion I have limited knowledge about based on how I use him in the clan boss and sometimes in the dungeon. He's currently available as a guaranteed champion you can get from pulling 111 ancient shards. Personally, I do not think he is worth 111 ancient shards, especially when there's no 2x going on. If there's a 2x coinciding with this event, then I'll say it's worth it. But I don't think it's game changing. Your clan boss damage will not suddenly double like champions like Man-Eater or Geomancer will bring into a team. He just makes, you need your poisoner less often. So let me know if you think Vizier is worth 111 shards if you're going for this event. And also, let me know in the comments below where you use your Vizier if you already have him built and use, apart from the clan boss. If he's just the clan boss, then forget about it. I want to know where else you think this champion should shine, so I can actually try it on my own too. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe as the best way to support your favorite content creator before you close out this video. Bye bye.